Are you aware of your value, or are you hoping to be valued? Because those types of people live a completely different lifestyle. If I was a person who was hoping to be valued, what would that look like? It would look like probably trying to get viral on TikTok and social media. It probably look like trying to make a lot of money. So I'm going to take advantage of these opportunities and maybe consequently affect a relationship that I have. It's going to look like doing weird things in the business to get ahead, because there's a lot of people, a lot of models, a lot of stories you'll hear about them doing things inappropriate in order for them to get further in their career, and they'll get that. They're hoping to get the approval of that agency. Or the photographer, casting director, is because they're hoping to get that campaign. They're hoping to get that editorial because they're hoping that by getting booked for that campaign, it's going to push them in their careers and it's going to give them that validation and that value. We move differently as Christians when we understand our value in comparison to those who are hoping to be valued. The confidence that people desire and that they want, I want to be able to talk people and look them in their eye, for instance, right? Which is so funny because that's actually like a exercise that I do when I do modeling digitals, because a lot of people will come to me and they can't look me in the eye and they're like looking around and stuff. It'll be kids that'll do it. It'll be adults that do it. One person recently, I literally forced them to stare at me in my eyes for 30 seconds before we even started digitals. I was like, you're going to stare at me for 30 seconds. I put the timer on and everything. And every time he looked away, we started over. I'm like, nope, start over. Nope, hold, lock, lock, lock. That is what our life is supposed to look like as believers. And this is what I'm teaching my models right now that I'm managing. They're on a 30-day video selfie challenge. For 30 days, they've been posting on their Instagram stories. They're talking on camera. Yesterday, I told them, okay, you guys are going to post ugly selfies because I want you guys to, number one, get over the fear of what people think of you. But number two, I want you guys to show the world that you don't take yourselves that seriously, because they're good looking dudes, right? Tell a cool story, do a full body fit check, post like a thirst trap, be aware of your good angles and stuff, right? Different exercises to push them out of their comfort zone. What I realized in even doing this exercise, people are drawn to those who are fearless. Why? Because they're afraid. They're fearful. We as Christians are the ones who the world should be drawn to, because we should be the ones who are the most fearless in every area, in every industry. We are the ones who should be the definition of confidence, because we know where we're going to go when we die, and we have an assured salvation. So today, I want to remind you guys that if you aspire to be confident and fearless, and it's not about being extroverted or introverted, it's about understanding your value. It starts with understanding when you die, you will go to heaven if you put your faith in Jesus Christ. And the minute you accept that, and you have to remind yourself of that, because trust me, Satan is going to do everything he can to convince you out of that. He's going to cause doubt like he did with Eve in the garden. Did God say you were saved? Because that's what Satan does. He sows in doubt. But the minute you accept that truth, you're going to actually start seeing confidence pour out from your life, because the result will be fearlessness. You have nothing to fear. You're going to live a life of taking risks, because what are you going to be afraid of now? You're going to take the risks. You're going to try the things. You're not going to let the doubt and the uncertainties and the anxieties of life talk you out of trying to rebuild your business after losing it, retrying to submit if every agency rejected you, or trying a different path, because there's always going to be a reason to doubt ourselves and to make us feel like we're not enough. But you are enough, because guess what? You do have the certainty of. You may not know when you're going to get your next paycheck. You may not know when you're going to eat again. You may not know when the next big opportunity for your career is going to come, but you do know that when you die, you're going to heaven. And so at the very least, we should live a hopeful life full of confidence. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, because it translates into your career and it translates into everything that you do. I feel like it's happened to me, and I feel like that's the reason. If I could give you guys evidence of what that looks like in someone's life, look at my life. I know my value, and I think that's the most freeing and liberating and fun thing. And knowing my value makes my life so fun. My life is fun. Like, my life is not boring, you guys. I'm tired all the time. It's so fun.